Guys, today we got a big update on the Union Jordan 1s. Jordan Brand might be ending their Nike SB collaboration on the 4s, and Nike just proved that StockX sells fakes. Welcome to the midweek re-up. Nothing to recap, so we're just gonna hop straight into the upcoming stuff, and let's kick this off with a little release that's happening tomorrow, and of course I'm talking about Supreme Week 2. We got a full look at the entire collection and collaboration, and of course their retail prices as well. And here's all of the retail prices for the different select pieces. They've also got the collaboration with Aphex Twin, and this is going to be dropping March the 6th. Let me know what you think about this down in the comment section. Is there any pieces that are catching your eyes? Maybe these jerseys for 120. Some other releases that are right around the corner. We've got the new colorway of the Nike Pegasus Premium, or the second colorway actually. These are going to be dropping, well, today actually, March 5th. I don't know if these are going to sell out. The first colorway did completely sell out, so maybe these will as well. But if you did want to try out this crazy sneaker, then this is definitely not a bad color to go with. I actually really like how they black these things out, and then you've just got the red air zoom unit in the bottom. Now, important thing to also mention is that if this colorway doesn't do it for you, don't worry, there is plenty more in the pipeline, so don't feel pressured to buy this before it sells out or anything. There's plenty more to come, but this is a clean colorway. We've got a new release date for the upcoming Fear of God Athletics Basketball 2, the Putty Beige Pack, I think they're calling it. This is dropping March the 8th. I think previously we thought these were dropping on the 1st. That didn't happen, so I assume there's an Adidas Confirmed app raffle up now. This is, of course, for the highs and the low tops. They seem to always drop them together. And this one's pretty interesting. Bape just did a collaboration with Crocs, and they're going to be dropping very soon. So it looks like we've got 3 different colors: a blue camo, our regular camo, and then pink camo. Like, this is the first collaboration that Bape and Crocs have done, but I don't know why it just feels like these already exist. Like, it just seems like such a normal thing to do. Camo Bape Crocs, that just seems like something that would exist, right? Maybe that's just me. Either way, all 3 of these pairs are going to be dropping first on March the 8th, and that's going to be through Bape, so that's going to be through all of their different websites and then in store, and then they're going to have a wider release through crocs.com, and that's happening on March the 12th. Honestly, this is not bad. I feel like this fun camo print on a pair of Crocs is super fitting. I wouldn't mind this blue pair. Like, that's not bad at all, but it just really does just depend on what the retail price is, but we don't have that confirmed. We just got official images for the Nigel Sylvester Jordan 4 brick by brick. This is them over here, looking extra bricky. Like, look at this freaking this print that they have around the toe box. I'm just so interested to feel that and be like, what is this texture that you've put on here? It's supposed to mimic a brick, and it does kind of look like it. These are the official images. There's not really any major update on these. Like, I don't think we know stock or anything like that as of right now. I would just probably go into this release assuming it's going to be limited and assuming it's going to be in very, very high demand. People are talking about this being sneaker of the year already. Either way, these are dropping March the 14th. I believe that's through the Nike Sneakers app and a bunch of different retailers. Well, not a bunch, but like a few select retailers. Either way, let me know down in the comment section if you're going to be going for these. And yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to be. It's a phenomenal looking pair of Jordan 4s. Also in March, we've got a little bit of an update on the Union Chicago Shadow Jordan 1. So we now have it confirmed that they are going to be dropping March the 18th through the Nike Sneakers app and probably a few other retailers as well. So this is, of course, following the Union drop, and then I think they were kind of talking about they might not drop on the Nike Sneakers app, but now it's been confirmed, so don't worry about that. We also have a stock number for these things, which does make them pretty damn limited, so 55,000 pairs total. However, this is double the amount that they dropped in, like, the breads, so I guess that's kind of saying something, but 55,000 for a pair of shoes that is in this high demand is still very limited, especially if this number includes the Union release, which, if that's the case, then hardly any pairs are going to be dropping through the Nike Sneakers app. As of right now, resale prices are very high, so hopefully for everybody who took an L and is still looking to grab these things, that price dropped down dramatically, because, I mean, I still have not got myself a pair. Now, holding out for the Nike Sneakers app never really ends up well. We just found out that Jordan Brand is going to be dropping another Jordan 1 High 85 this year, and that is the reverse shadow colorway. Now, what I'm assuming is that these are going to have all of the same details as the bread ones that they just did in terms of like all of the updates to make it as true to the OGs as possible. I mean, at first I kind of thought that they were going to reserve all of that for just the bread colorway, but then when they just did the Jordan 1 Low Royals in the exact same way, now it's assuming that this is just the updated 85 cut that they're moving forwards with. So these are going to retail for $200, which is a little bit weird why they would charge $200 for these, but then $250 for the breads. It's like, why did those cost $250? Maybe they were just making the consumers pay for the marketing, which is a little bit strange. Either way, these are going to be dropping at summer 2025, and we do have an on-foot shot of them. This is, I think, Fragment's founder wearing them. I'm not entirely sure. You can see they've got like a sailed out midsole, and then they've got like the standard black and gray upper in the reverse shadow orientation. Now, this is actually the only shot that we have as of right now. So yeah, that's all we have to go off of. But at some point, summer 2025 isn't that far away, so I'm sure we'll get some more information pretty soon. These new Adidas sneakers are wild. So this is a collaboration with, I believe how you say it is Avavav. That sounds wrong as soon as I said it, but I don't know how the hell to say this brand. This is their fall winter 2025 collection, and yes, these are insane. Now keep in mind, the last shoes that these two did together was like those weird finger ones, but these are actually like a little bit more thought out. It's not just like an attachment to a regular pair of Superstars. Look at these things. Now it does almost look like you put some kind of weird UGG guard type thing onto a regular pair of Adidas shoes, but there's a bunch of different models that have all been modified. So like these Superstars over here, they're like, I don't know how you would even explain it, like the toe area is enlarged, so it almost gives off like clown shoes, like for real. This does kind of remind me of what Pharrell did with his Superstars recently, like just the super chunky vibe. They're also doing sock shoes as well, or these look like sock heels, not like that's never been done before. They look massive, to be fair. Like look how big these things look. These are all going to be dropping this year at some point. So again, we don't have a specific release date, but I think they're saying like around October time you could expect them. This is a pretty interesting collaboration that I didn't know that I would actually like. This is the Marni Hoka Bondi B3 LS, and it's actually pretty dope, except for the retail price of $395. I don't like that part. Either way, I think they did a really good job with this collaboration. Like it actually looks really sick, and it just fits this model so well. You know, it's not too crazy, but at the same time, it's just kind of cool. So they've got a bunch of different colorways. We've got like a pastel yellow, blue, red, and then this all over like grayish black color. And essentially what they've done is just kind of created a super puffy upper, which I think goes with Hoka's like super chunky midsole. Here you can see them on foot, which looks pretty dope. I personally like, which one do I like? I don't know. They're not bad colors. Maybe the blue or the blacks. I think those look pretty dope. Either way, it just is a little bit annoying that they are $395. That is so expensive. These are going to be dropping April the 4th if you're interested. Adidas just revealed their upcoming Climacool Vento 4.0, which is a pretty wild looking pair of sneakers. So it's cool because I actually have the 3.0s, and they do have a lot of similarity, specifically in the midsole and even the upper to some degree. Turns out I'm actually a big fan of their Climacool range. I do like some of the designs that they come up with. It seems like an area that they really like to innovate and then just change up the design drastically. Like if you look at the 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, all of them look very, very different. This one seems to have some kind of like hybrid boost and then some other cushioning kind of in the midsole altogether. Looks like you got a plastic shank right in the middle. The upper looks pretty minimal, but it does look like it has a lot of breathability. Like look at this. This is going to be like a completely transparent mesh panel. Either way, no specific release date on this pair of sneakers, so we're just going to have to wait and see. But honestly, I think it looks pretty dope. New Balance is going to be dropping their 2000 model very, very soon, and we've got a few weird articles on it. So this one by Sneaker News. They've been the ones that have been kind of dropping a lot of information about this sneaker model, and we've been taking a look at different colorways, like the blue ones, more recently the red berry colorway, and they made this update article like literally a day ago. However, they put a little update over here saying New Balance has requested to have the photos removed. So this is the colorway that we've seen before. However, this other one that New Balance asked this Sneaker News to take down the photos of, I'm assuming is this gray colorway over here. So when you type it into Google, it comes up as like the photo of this article. Then you click on this article and it just says nothing. So we've got these two over here. They're like ready to launch, but we can't see any of the images. So this gray colorway could be the launch one that they're really gearing up to release very, very soon. If I had to guess, within the next couple weeks, because I've seen an increasing amount of leaks and rumors about this pair of sneakers, and I'm definitely going to be one of the first in line to try and grab it. I think it's a really cool looking pair of shoes that I really want to try out. As soon as we get any more updates on this, I will let you guys know. We just got a release update for the upcoming Kobe 8 What The, which is going to be returning for Mamba Day 2025. So that's going to take place on April the 13th, and you can see some on-foot shots of these things. I think we've been speaking about them for a while. I think I remember talking about them them earlier, but now we've got an actual release date for them. This is going to be exactly like the originals, nothing too crazy in terms of like any changes or anything like that, but this is what they look like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, but let's keep it moving. We also just got a release date for the upcoming Air Jordan 11 Rare Air. So this is still a mock-up, but I'm assuming this is pretty accurate. It's these sneakerheads. So we got a release date, but no images. So new drop is October the 1st. And remember, I think this year they're going pretty hard with Jordan 11s. There's like a few that have all been leaked and rumored. Like we're also supposed to be getting the Gammas or something like that. Either way, again, these are going to retail at $230 and be dropping October 1st. We just got some detailed shots of the upcoming Travis Scott Fragment pair. I think we've been kind of being drip fed some of these images, but now we've got probably the best looks that we've seen so far. So this is them. We've got a sailed tongue. We've got the Nike Air branding, and you can see like this is the Travis Scott label as well, tucked into the side over there. It comes with black laces on the shoe, a pink insole, which is pretty interesting, blue sock liner, which it looks like it has that code that, you know, like 85 cuts have. Leather looks extremely thick. Here's the side profile, which I thought there would have been the Cactus Jack branding. Is that been removed? I don't know, but you do have the Fragment text on the midsole. This is a very simple design. Like there's really not that much going on. On the outside of the shoe, you've got like the blue Nike swoosh with the white leather upper, sail midsole, and that is about it. Like it definitely is a little bit more of an understated design comparative to the previous ones, but it does look like they're going pretty hard in terms of quality. Like this looks like very, very thick tumbled leather. Seems like all the branding is around the back. Of course, you got the Cactus Jack emoji, I guess we're calling it, Cactus Jack branding, and then the Fragment logo as well. Let me know what you think about these down in the comment section, and the release date is supposed to be September the 3rd. Right, we just got first, or I guess these would be second looks of the upcoming Ma Maniere Air Jordan 5. Take a look at these. So these are like the real detailed images. I believe we even got some on-foot shots, or is that just the first photo? Some interesting changes here. So they've gone with that same kind of burgundy color, although this does look pretty dark, almost like a wine color. The reverse of the tongue looks pretty different. Like that material, I don't know if we've seen yet. You've got the raw edge ankle collar, which is something that they've done on select different models. Thick embroidery around the back for the Nike Air branding, as well as the 23. Black laces, white upper. These are probably one of the most like just plain Jordan 5s I've seen a Ma Maniere do. It's a pretty interesting move, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how people are going to feel about these. I think it's a pretty tough year for Jordan 5s, like in terms of a new collaboration, because there's so many banger colorways that have dropped and are going to drop this year. Like, of course, we had the black metallic 5s. We still got like the fire reds. Like, would you pick the fire reds over these? Personally, I probably would, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's grabbing me as much as I thought an Ma Maniere Jordan 5 collab would. And are these even better than the previous two that they did? The black ones, and then of course, I think the diffuse blue or whatever that colorway was. Either way, these are going to be dropping May the 14th. I'd love to know what you guys think of these down in the comment section. Right, we got a little update in this Nike Stockx lawsuit, which is still furiously going on. So, I mean, this has been going on for so many years now, but a brief recap if you're someone who has no idea what's been happening. Nike started a lawsuit against StockX. Now, originally, this was for their NFTs that they did. Like, this was back in 2020 or something. Like, you probably won't even remember that StockX was trying to shill off some NFTs. That lawsuit developed into more lawsuits, and then finally, the biggest one that Nike went after them for was selling fake sneakers. They accused StockX of selling Nike 4 fake pairs of shoes, and then also included another person who bought 36 different pairs of Jordans. I think it was just Jordan 1s. The guy who bought all of those pairs said that he received fakes, and then Nike included that into their lawsuit. So essentially, to boil it down, Nike is going after StockX for selling counterfeit sneakers. Now again, they've been battling this out in court for a long time, but the big update today is that they've now proved it. So the judge ruled that StockX is liable for selling counterfeit Nike sneakers. So in this little breakdown, you can see that the claim that they specifically won was the fact that StockX distributed 4 pairs of counterfeit sneakers to Nike's investigators and 33 other pairs to Roy Kim, which again was the guy who was buying all of the pairs. I think I said 36, but it's 33. And they go on to say that the StockX Nike trial is set between June 15th and November the 15th, 2025. And here are all of the 7 claims that Nike has alleged against StockX. We've got trademark infringement, infringement, false designation of origin, unfair competition, trademark dilution, injury to business reputation and dilution, common law trademark infringement and unfair competition, counterfeiting, and false advertising. So after all of this, what is the likely outcome for all of this, and how bad is it going to be for StockX? Well, they've got a little bit of time now to potentially reach a settlement, which I think would be in StockX's best interest. If they try and settle with Nike, that might help them avoid any more legal damage and of course just their public reputation. I could see StockX and Nike like settling, and then StockX really rebranding and going all in on trying to improve their public image. However, at the end of the day, trust is like StockX's entire business. Like, if customers don't think that they can buy authentic shoes from StockX, like, there's other options. There's eBay, there's GOAT, and I can imagine a mass exodus of just everybody leaving StockX. If this does go to trial and let's say Nike wins, that would be pretty devastating for StockX. Like, Nike might turn around and completely cut off StockX and just be like, you are not allowed to sell our products on your platform. Nike is by far the biggest category for StockX. Like, that's the most amount of sneakers that they sell is Nike, Jordan Brand, and all of those types of sneakers. So cutting them off from being on this platform would probably damage them to the point of, I don't even know if they would exist anymore. And not only that, but if Nike does win, I could see a lot of other brands joining in and starting their own lawsuits or investigations into StockX, brands like New Balance, Adidas, the list goes on. And then there's also the potential implications of, like, if StockX is going through this, what is to stop all of these other brands going after other resale platforms? So yeah, even though this is technically just a small win, it still confirms that, you know, they all kind of came together and concluded that StockX does in fact sell fake sneakers. Either way, as soon as we get any more updates on this, I will let you guys know. But question is, does this change how you shop? Like, would you still use StockX as a platform, or would you prefer to go to GOAT, eBay, or any of the other ones? And then we got final story for today. This one is very, very interesting. So we've got this Instagram user. I think he's like a sneaker leaker. He's very, you know, involved with Nike and the brand and a bunch of their products. He put out a PSA. He said Jordan and Nike SB might no longer be working together due to Jordan looking to expand into their own SB line. So this Jordan 4 collab may be the last one we see for a very long time. And of course, he's referencing the upcoming Navy SB4s that are dropping very, very soon. I believe this month. This is something that I could really see happening. So I think at first we all assumed that Nike SB and Jordan Brand would just pump out this pair of 4s in just a plethora of different colorways. Like, as soon as we found out they were going to be doing another one, we're like, okay, well, floodgates are open now. We're going to be getting absolutely every colorway that exists. But recently, over the past year, we have seen Jordan Brand consistently move in the direction of looking to expand their own SB line. Sneakers like the Jordan Flight Court, $100. That's a lot more reasonable than the $225 they're asking for the SB4s. The Jordan 4 RM, something that's a lot more geared towards skating, biking, just activity in general. So I could definitely see Jordan Brand creating some kind of umbrella category where it has like Nigel, Sylvester, and maybe some skaters involved as well. They create a bunch of shoes that are a little bit more geared towards skating, biking, and just call it something else. I mean, I think from a practical standpoint, it makes a lot more sense. Like, if Jordan Brand is really trying to make shoes for skaters, a $225 pair of bulky Jordan 4s probably wouldn't be most skaters' choice when it comes to, like, what am I gonna skate in? I'm sure they would choose a $100 pair of, like, you know, Flight Courts or RMs or something like that. Something that's just more easy to, you know, justify beating to hell. Either way, we're gonna have to wait and see, but I could definitely see, like, Jordan Brand does seem like they're moving in this direction, so potentially this could be the last Jordan 4 Nike SB that we see, although you know what Jordan's like when it comes to the hype. I'm sure they're gonna play into that a lot. That wraps it up for this week's Sneaky Weeky, yes, whatever we're calling it. Subscribe to the channel. We do this every single Wednesday, every single Sunday, so if you want to stay in the loop, you know what to do. And of course, if you want to catch another video, there's one right over there.